Hey, hello! It's time to talk about a few recent game pickups, and in this video, the focus is games for the Xbox 360. It just so happens to be that I created the stack of Xbox 360 games. These games, I didn't pick them up this week, but this stack has been sitting on my desk for quite a while. So yeah, let's just go over it. Some of them are games that I'm really excited about and definitely do want to check out. But to be fair though, there are also some stinkers in here. I think at least one. But even having said that, I'm still interested in it. Let's just go and see which games I've added to my collection. The first one is Conan, and yeah, this is not the stinker one. I don't think it's like the best game out there, but I'm just super interested in Conan, mostly because it is a character action game. And I just like the theme, the mythology, and Conan has always been like a fascinating character. I like the Conan, the Barbarian movie, and it's a very good condition, and it seems like a very enjoyable game. But I think the tip is don't expect like God of War. But if you ignore like God of War, then there's still like something very decent in here. So I'm quite happy with having added this one to the collection. Yeah, I'm actually excited about it. I stumbled upon this game while actually checking out some footage for the GameCube game, the Conan game. But I think that's a different type of game. I'm not sure though, so if you know, let me know. Another one is Quantum Theory, and it's an odd one in multiple ways. It's complete, so I always try to collect them complete if I can, especially when the game is a little bit more expensive. Like I don't mind a €2 game without having the manual, or if it's not like in a pristine condition. But once they are a little bit more expensive, then yeah, go for complete in box. Quantum Theory, the weird thing with this game is that the aesthetics are like, it's out there, let's just say that. It's somewhat similar to Gears of War. No, Gears of War. Now I'm confused because I just spoke about God of War. The Gears games. But yeah, I don't know what to expect. I remember when this game came out, we had so many of those third-person action type of games that it was very easy to ignore this one. And I think that's the most fun part of like having or collecting for the Xbox 360 now, is just to revisit those games that you kind of ignored back then. Again, I think it's very similar to Conan, probably. With how good it is, I expect something that's between like a 6 or 7, and that's just completely fine for me. I'm just super curious about it, if having ignored this game back then is justified, or while playing it now with not having played that many third-person action games in a recent years, if this is like enjoyable. A while ago I played like Dark Void, and it was actually super fun. It's simple, and that is completely fine. Let's just skip this one, so I can. I'm skipping the next game, but you will see why, because I have to talk about this one first, and that is Black Site Area 51. This is the game that I wasn't necessarily like wanting to add to my collection. It is complete in box. It's a very cheap game, but I also don't think it is a very good game. I played maybe like 30 minutes of it just to check it out, and it starts off like as a normal FPS game. I don't know, a war is happening. It looks kind of cheap. But to me, what I was kind of interested in is the enemy designs, because it's a very reminiscent of like the Resistance games on the PlayStation 3. So it starts off kind of like normal, and I'm just kind of curious, like how they deal with it and what actually happens in this game. Like I'm not sure if it's like okay-ish, but I don't expect anything good from it. And maybe that's the best thing to approach this game or a game like this. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, it was rather cheap. You can find it mostly around like €2 or €3 or so. So I want to check it out. It was not on the top of the list, or I don't think it even was on the list for the games that I do want to collect for the Xbox 360. But you know, sometimes you stumble upon a game, and if it's cheap, try to check it out. And you can always trade it in, or sell it again, or give it away. Who knows? And maybe it's super fun. Maybe, maybe. Another game though, this is why I skipped it, because I do wanted to talk about a cheaper game, but let's move over to a more expensive game, and that is Splatterhouse. Was finally able to obtain a copy that was in English, or find one that was in English. Mostly stumble upon this one that is either the German version with the USK logo or a French version. Now I'm not quite sure. No, I don't think the French version has like the Dutch text on it as well. Sometimes you do see that. Like I don't mind that, but there's no Dutch version. So either I see the French version, the German version, or I think in most cases even like the Italian one. So yeah, I had to wait a while to actually finally be able to pick this one up, and yeah, I'm excited about Splatterhouse. My understanding is that the quality, that there's a decent game in here, but sometimes that it could also feel a little bit janky, and I'm okay with a little bit of jank, or if it doesn't play that well. I do like the aesthetics of this game. I like the horror vibe and the combat, but you know, it's a character action game. Just excited to check it out. And if I'm correct, you can also unlock like the Splatterhouse, the first couple three. The original ones, I have never played those. I know about them, but never played them. So it just seemed like a good opportunity to pick it up. But yeah, it's a more expensive game. And to me, it's always risky. Like, yeah, I'm interested in it. And I do think like I will find some enjoyment. But I hope that it justifies the price. I think I paid around like 30 or 35 for it, including shipping. But I sold a couple games, and you know, with that money I purchased this one again. So yeah, completed box. I'm happy about that. It looks good. So yeah, we will see. We will see. I hope it's good. I played maybe around like 30 minutes of it. Again, when I get a new game, I test it out, mostly for 15 or 30 minutes. The first thing that stood out to me is just the combat, but also the difficulty. I knew that it was a difficult game, but you already noticed that in the beginning. And, you know, that's fine. That's fine. But it stood out. I was like, if it already starts like this, who knows? Who knows? Another game, it was not necessarily high on the list, but one that I did wanted to add to the collection, which is Hunter, or Hunted, the Demon's Forge. It's, I think it's correct in saying this is more like a fantasy Gears of War type of game. In Excel, I think that's the developer, but it's published by Bethesda. Often, do I want to go into that? Sometimes with these pickup videos, like I watch a lot of them, but people say like, okay, it's Bethesda, but Bethesda is the publisher and not the developer. It's a common mistake, but you know, I do believe this is just made by in Excel, or I think that's how you pronounce it. Over there. There you go. It's complete in box. It is not a very expensive game as well. I think mostly you can find it for around 5 or 6 euro. I do think it's going up a little bit in price, but I'm not sure. But I have not played much of it, but to be honest, I don't think it's worth more than this. I think this is maybe a game that's definitely more enjoyable when you make use of the co-op in a game like this. You know, Gears of War is also like fun in single player, but co-op is definitely the way to go. And I do think this is more like way more enjoyable if you play it in co-op with together with someone else. But yeah, kind of excited to check it out. And again, not that expensive. A game that I am excited about to check out though, like this one was on top of the list, and I kept postponing buying it. I'm not exactly sure why. I think the thing is because it's so cheap that it's like, I'll probably buy it later, but now it's like, I should probably pick it up right now. And that is Stranglehold, or I should actually say John Woo presents Stranglehold, which is somewhat similar to like Max Payne, but I think it's fair to say that it's more action heavy, more explosions, more enemies, and just a little bit more faster paced, I think, than Max Payne. But yeah, I played this in the past. I think I played it when it came out on the PC, but I never really got that far. But it was an enjoyable game. But yeah, back then you would compare it to Max Payne, and I think that Max Payne is maybe a better game, but it's somewhat different, right? But yeah, it's not expensive right now. I think it's between like €3 or €5, which seems like a very good price for something like this. It's complete in box, and finally, yeah, happy that I've added it to my collection. Yeah, I like those type of games. Simple action, turn off your mind and just go. Speaking of just going, another one that I've picked up is Need for Speed The Run. I've never played this. I like the Need for Speed games. I think Hot Pursuit is definitely yeah, the go-to. When I was younger, I really liked Need for Speed, and since then I've played, I think, most of them, like all of them, but it kind of fell off like in the recent years with during this generation, and especially this generation. Although the new Hot Pursuit is like super good though. But yeah, I never really tried this one out, The Run, because of, yeah, I think the reviews back then, you know, because it tries to do more with the story, and it's more like linear and less about the racing. I think it's more about avoiding the cops and maybe racing against other criminals. See, that's the thing why I picked it up. It's not that expensive, and I'm kind of curious like what they actually try to do with it with this game. I don't think it's complete in box though. There's no manual, but there's some pamphlets. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. It says this is the limited edition, but I'm not sure if the limited edition really has that much. It's here. It says here like it has bonus content. So like a Lamborghini Aventador and Porsche. So it has a few extra cars and some extra challenges. I don't know if that's like a code or something that's actually on a disc. The disc doesn't say like limited edition, so it's fine. It's fine. So Need for Speed, The Run. I did pick up another Need for Speed game a while ago, but I kind of forgot. The Most Wanted is still on the top of the list. Sadly, I was able to get it today, but the disc is not good, so I have to sadly return it again. I'm talking about Need for Speed Most Wanted, the '05 version, not the other one. The final game that I do want to talk about, and it's rather like an oddity, and that is Brave. It is a twin stick shooter. I picked it up because it was fairly cheap, but yeah, just curious about this game because it's like a twin stick shooter, and I don't even know if I have watched the movie. I think I ordered this one together with some other games as well, and that's why I was able to get it cheaper. So can always try it out, but it's not like a game that was on the list like, okay, I need to get this one. But it just so happened to be. I like twin stick shooters, so I'm kind of curious to see what they do with that. And with that said, those are the game pickups. I think in the next video I will show some games for different consoles, just waiting for some packages. And yeah, that's mostly it. So yeah, that's it. Anything else? No. See you all later. Bye.